Oh, you're a sweet bunny, aren't you? Yeah, you're my new friend. Where are you going? Come back. Bunny! Bunny, come back! Where are you, bunny? Bunny! Here, bunny, 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 bunny. You're not here. Oh, perhaps. Oh, hello there, friend. What are you doing? No, 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 no! Hello there, my name is Ra and welcome back to another episode of Surviving Minecraft Bedrock. As you can see behind me, we still have a lot of farms to do, and today we're gonna do at least one, and we are going to start with the base as well. So in the last episode we took care of the item sorter, which now is working perfectly. All the items that were in the input chest and were scattered around everywhere else are now sorted. There were some little hiccups, and there it goes again. There were some little hiccups with a few wrongly put filters, but it is all sorted now. Excuse me, that's just rude. Alright, so dealt with the cow. Everything is working great, and it is all expanded as explained in the previous episode. So this is all working incredibly well. And the farms are working great as well. And as you can see, the kelp farm has been expanded a little bit in between episodes. There's another layer on top of it. And if we look at it, there's nothing special. It's just exactly the same layer on top of this. And we will expand this further if we have the resources. This one is still one layer. And that is for a specific reason, because let's not jump into the hole, because the train cart that goes underneath here, or the mine cart that goes underneath, comes out here and unloads. However, we need the minecart to go to the second level once we have the second level on top of that. I'm working on the system as we speak. I have that implemented on the community realm, but it's not working great as of yet. So once I've figured that one out, I will implement that in this world as well. Speaking of the community server or community realm, we still have place for people to join. We are with 3 people at the moment. We are having a lot of fun together. We are building community farms, we are building our own bases. I'm not there yet with my base, but that will come. And well, I've had a little bit of a creative streak and I built a PvP arena, which will be a video as soon as Sly Fox and Little Megalodon are online together with me. Then we have a PvP fight, and that will be in a video, and that includes also the build of the PvP arena. But they are on the other side of the planet, and well, time wise it's a little bit of an issue to get together, but that will come. Now, before we continue with what we're going to do today, we also have the Discord community server. And the Discord, there are more people joining at the moment, but we still want more people. So if you would like, then the link is in the description. Just go there, and there are no prerequisites for this. Just go there, enjoy. I will be there online as well, together with hopefully a big community. Now for today, we have a guardian farm there in the distance, and that will be our build for today. And on top of that, we will start building on the building around this sorter. So without further ado, let's start with the guardian farm. Alright, so here we are nearly at the guardian farm right there. There's a little bit of a landmass there where we are going to set up, but as soon as we come close we will get mining fatigue from the Elder Guardian, which we need to kill first. Which also can be 3 Elder Guardians. Not quite sure how many there are in there, but let's do that first. So there we go. Let's quickly set up right here. And I got a little bit of stuff with me, but not too much. So let's quickly place some stuff right here. We need sea lanterns, more sea lanterns even. We definitely need a guardian portal, nether portal. So let's start with that one. And oh, that's the mining fatigue, of course. I forgot to bring milk. At least we can place blocks at a normal rate, so that is fine. Do we have any cows right here? No cows. Well, then we are going to do this the old-fashioned way. And let's go this way. Let's eat something. And hopefully... No. Can reach, we cannot reach that. Wait, let's kill this one. As we need his loot as well. There we go. Okay, let's see. No. This is gonna take a while. And there we go. Right. Where are you? In the corner. Come here. There you are. Come. That's it, that was one. That was one, okay. And that takes care of the Elder Guardians. So we mined some prismarine blocks at the moment, and now we can make a conduit. I had to look it up how you make that, because it's been a long time since I made one. Let's make some room for it. We need an area of 5 by 5, that's 4, so there we go. And there we go, we have a conduit. That looks a whole lot better. So let me set up the camera account and then we will start on the Guardian farm. Normally with building the farms in this series I would explain how to build them with one unit or part as an example. But as this farm is difficult to explain up front without making the whole video a tutorial, I'm going to explain the steps that are taken while building. If you want an in-depth tutorial, check out the description for the link to the tutorial video for this Guardian farm without portals. What I will do, however, is mention per task the amount of time that is spent on doing that, as this is a time-consuming farm to build. We already started on the building of the fancy box. For this part of the video I've given the camera account the conduit effect so we can see underwater what happens. The fancy box is from each corner of the ocean monument and is 5 blocks under sea level and 1 block above sea level. I however made the mistake here to make the fancy box only 4 blocks under sea level. Which thankfully does not matter for the Guardian spawning, we just have to break open the floor to place the item transport later. The sides of the fancy box are now all done, which took about 10 minutes to do, and we are now starting with the floor. The floor consists of slabs that are placed on the bottom, so the whole floor is spawn proof. Meanwhile I turned off the conduit power for the camera account here. While placing the slabs you will encounter the Guardians once in a while as you come in detection range. The trick to not get hit as soon as you're targeted is to swim above the slab so the line of sight is obstructed. The floor is now done and that took about 25 minutes to do. Next up we're placing a temporary bed here on the edge so we don't have to swim that far each time it is night. And now it's time for the most boring task of all, sponging away the water. We're starting by placing a wall of sand with 5 blocks between it and a glass wall on the other side. We now place a row of solid blocks in the middle and one block under the water. Every 2 blocks we take one out, so we can place a sponge there. And here's a brilliant tip, it helps if you dry the sponges after you collect them from the ocean monument. Placing wet sponges in water apparently does nothing. How weird. And this is so satisfying to do. So with sponges that actually work, we start the draining of the water here. As said, this is the most boring task of all and takes the longest to do. And besides that, it is dangerous as well because the guardians are now also spawning inside the fancy box. Which is not that bad on itself, except for the fact that they constantly target you when you're getting close. Again, you can break line of sight with some blocks, but if more water is drained, more guardians spawn in the small space that is left. And with that, the draining of the fancy box is now done and it took about a half hour to do. Next up are the spawn pod locations. Now this has to be done extremely accurate because in Minecraft Bedrock the guardians have 25 predetermined spawn spots. If we count wrong, like I did here with the middle block, the guardians will spawn underneath the farm instead of in the spawn pods. Or even if we start at the wrong side of the farm, the spots are not in the correct places. So each sea lantern is a spawn point and we're now turning them into spawn pods with a kill chamber attached. Now that the first 2 pods are done, I towered up to AFK height just to make sure that the pods are working before all is built. And as you can see, the back one is working fine. And the front one isn't working because the camera account is too close for the guardians to spawn. And with that I discovered another mistake I made because I made the kill chamber too short. They all need to be 1 magma block longer. With that fixed, it is time to build the rest of the spawn pods, and in the meantime I'll explain how the spawn pods work. The spawn pods consist of a block from where water flows, then the spawn block, and after that the magma blocks. The whole pod is covered with glass, so the guardians cannot escape the pods. As soon as the guardian spawns, the flowing water pushes them towards the magma blocks. When they hit the magma blocks, they start to take damage and jumping up, which takes them further into the chamber. This helps with room for new guardians to spawn, who in turn also push the other ones further inwards. All the spawn pods are now done and took about half an hour to do, and as you can see they are already working like they should. Next up is the item transport towards the middle of the farm. I've chosen to make these from ice and water streams instead of hoppers like in the tutorial. Either one works fine, but because of a wood shortage that has something to do with a massive sorter, the hoppers were a problem to make. As said before, I made the mistake to make the fancy box not 1 block lower and therefore the item streams now go into the floor. This just meant a bit more work with breaking blocks, but all in all it took about half an hour to do. For the last 2 parts we are going up with a bubble fader, but to complete the bubble fader we need 2 more materials. We need 1 block of dirt and we need these 40 kelp. The dirt goes here and the glass block goes back here. Then we go all the way back to the top. Drop a water bucket in and swim down to place the kelp on dirt to make water source blocks all the way up. And down we go again. Up, down, up, down. We could go down faster. Nailed it. Sort of. Kinda. Not really. Now we just need a piece of soul sand, and if we place that here, we have a working bubble fader that took 10 minutes. So the last thing we need to do is to construct the AFK platform. Here I'm doing something that I never do, making a mistake, as the platform should be on the other side. In this AFK room we're placing a small automatic sorter as well, and on the end of the sorter we're having a smoker to smoke card. The automatic sorter design is from Silent Whisperer and not the one used at the base. The difference between the two is that this one is smaller and uses less resources, and there are 41 filter items instead of 1. This way the AFK room doesn't need to be extra big, and in the end they work pretty much the same and are both reliable. To get all the items in the sorter I first wanted to do a water stream. This farm however supplies us with too many items at once for the hoppers to pick up in a single flow. and that will cause the output box to be filled with sortable items. So here I'm switching to a hopper belt on top for the item flow instead. And lastly, to complete the AFK room, we're attaching a nether portal which is separated by an iron door for safety. And with the AFK room taking 15 minutes to do so, we spent about 3 hours building the whole farm. Mind you that this time does not include the gathering of materials. So as said before, this farm is a pretty time consuming one to build, but the yield from this is worth the effort in my opinion. Alright then, the Guardian farm is done. It took a whole lot of time. That is because I made some mistakes along the way and had to correct them and do some stuff over again, but it is done and it is working. So we now have the nether portal right here on top as well. We need to link that in the nether correctly because it's now linked to a portal that is technically too low, but that will be done in between episodes. As you can see here, the bubble fader goes up and we have our nice little AFK room right here with some storage. We have double prismarine, double crystals, yes, shards, crystals. This is for the future, which I'm not gonna tell yet, but that will be in some other episode. And then we have these two for cooking the cod and the salmon. The salmon doesn't come in at the moment, but well, I had a stack of it, so I sorted that out as well. This is smoking all the food. And there's a lever on there so we can take the XP from that smoker if we need it. Then we have some storage right here for crafted blocks from the prismarine, which we can take home again. So what I'm going to do now is for the next couple of hours I'm going to AFK here and save up a whole lot of prismarine so we can have some blocks, because these blocks are needed for the floor of the sorter. So after that little AFK session we will see how many blocks we've got. See you in a bit. Alrighty, we are back. I left the game running for for the night, and we got a whole lot of blocks right here which we can use, except for the dark prismarine because we need black dye for that, and well, we haven't got that yet, but there is a squid farm on the board as well, so once that one is done we can have those as well. We now have only the dark prismarine from the ocean monument, but this is a decent amount. I went a little bit crazy on the lanterns right here, and it should be probably a little bit more of those blocks, but well, it is what it is. We can now go at least and start with the floor of the building. And here we are back at the base. Everything is now here, and well, again, hopefully this is enough, but we will see. Camera count is already in place, so let's start with the time lapse. Here we go. So while the footage of the floor build is running, let me ask you all what project you want me to take on next. We still have lots of farms on the board, we need some wings soon, and it's about time to go for netherite gear. So let me know in the comments what project you want me to take on next. Sadly, we don't have any more time to show the rest of the sorter building build, so that will be in the next episode. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please leave a like. Don't forget about our new Discord community server. The link to the server is in the description. That is it from me. Stay safe and see you next time. Bye bye.